Trilogy.
Hello and welcome to Logic Trilogy tutorials. Today we are going to look at the vocoder that is native within the Logic program itself. As you can see, I've already installed a piece of audio which sounds something like this.
Logic Trilogy.
Okay, and what I'm going to do is if you hover your mouse over the black section of the audio and it gives you that little loop sound, and what you can do is duplicate it and drag it out so it's just continuously plays, and that now keeps going.
Logic Trilogy. Logic Trilogy. Logic Trilogy.
Okay, that's important because you're always going to need audio playing for the vocoder to work. But what we're not going to need is that actual audio. So we're going to mute that, and you can do that in two different ways. You can just click mute if that's what you want to do, or you can go down to your control panel left hand side, and when the output says stereo out, you can click on that and click no output, and that totally silences it. As you can see, there is now no sound, even though it is still playing. Now we're going to set up the actual vocoder itself. We'll do this by putting it on its own track. So we're going to click the add button, and we are going to select a audio software instrument like so, and as the sound provider we are going to insert the Evoc 20, which is a vocoder synth, like so. Now you can play this like so because it's on the sine thing. Now what we've got to do here is use a technique called sidechaining, where we're going to use the sound of the audio in the first audio track, and we do this by, on the top right hand side of the vocoder, we double click, it says sidechain, and we select the audio that we want to use as the trigger. And now if we, as you see, nothing has really changed. So what we've got to do, because what's actually happening is that the vocoder is actually taking its sound from its own synth that's built in. So we want to change that. So we go to see this little signal thing here, and we change that, and we change it to vocal. Now what should happen if we hit play, and I'm playing that now on the keys. Okay, so it's still, you can't really tell what's being said, so we're going to change the settings from synthesizer to the vintage vocoder. We'll use the clear voice vocoder for now. And again, if we hit the space bar, press play. Okay, and it's just a case of simply recording in the sound, your sequence that you want to record. Just remember that you always have to have the audio playing, so however long your track is, that loop needs to be playing at that point at all times. Okay, so let's just quickly record a few chords in. And there you go, there's your vocoder. You can change and obviously sculpt the sound if you want to. You can, if you wanted to go to the synth one, it will change the signal back to the sine, but if you change that back to vocal, you get different sounds and so on. Let's go back to the actual vocoder. Let's go to a filter cascade suite. Incidentally, a neat little effect that you could use as a vocal instead of just using it as a vocal effectizer. You could, it's a really cool thing to actually put it on some drums. So I'll show you quickly how to do that now. What I will do is create another audio track. Normal audio track and create. Okie doke. In that audio, we will insert a loop. Let's have a listen. And we'll drop that in. And you have one audio loop. And still, obviously, it's not powering the vocoder as yet. We've still got that set. So what we need to do is change the side chain to that sound, and it will sound like this. You can hear it in the background there. If we mute the audio track with the drums on and play it, you'll hear it in full tone. That's a neat little thing to add to your mixes that you might run to make things sound a little bit different. And there you go, that's the vocoder.
Logic Trilogy.